So I went to a craft fair this weekend by Enchanted Cottage and I had a lot of fun. So Enchanted Cottage had a craft fair in I think October of last year, and they invited a whole bunch of people to set up booths and bring all of their crafts that they make and sell them. And they were hoping that I would come because they actually sell my buttons over there, and sometimes they sell my beaded bracelets. And they actually wanted to sell my friendship bracelets, but those are so painful to make that I don't have a lot of them to make, so or to sell. So they I after their uh, fall craft fair ended, I thought, well, maybe I should start working on my Etsy stuff and get stuff made for the next year for October of 2025. And so then about 2 months ago they announced that there was going to be a spring craft fair in March, so on March 22nd. So I thought, well, I'll sign up for that, and I still didn't have a lot of things made, so I'll just start making because I have 2 months. So I'll just start making some things. So here's a picture of me in my booth, and my life partner bought the table for me, and I bought the chair. I bought the displays. There's three displays there: the two wooden ones on each side, and then there's the velvet one in the middle with the bracelets. And then there's the tablecloth I bought at Joanne's website. That pattern is actually the pattern I used as the background for all of my products. So I had to get that for a tablecloth too. I ordered 2 yards, but it wasn't. It was long enough, I think. Maybe not long enough actually, but it could have been longer. But it was. It could have been, draped over the front a little more, but um, they only come in, a certain width, and then a certain, the amount of fabric you buy. What is it called? A yard. I bought 2 yards, so it was only 2 yards by whatever it was going the other way. So anyway, so I made up a whole bunch of things. I made up a whole bunch of all those bowls I made, and then I made up all the buttons, and then the bowl has an image that coordinates with the buttons inside of them. And then I already had all the boxes of buttons that are in the wooden displays made, so I didn't have to worry about boxing any buttons because I had a ton of them. And then I also had to make all of those beaded bracelets and the paracord bracelets, and I had the friendship bracelets that were on the left side, the bear pride flag bracelet, the friendship bracelets. Those were already made, so I didn't have to worry about those. But I had to make the rainbow ones, and but nobody wanted the bracelets. One person bought a beaded bracelet, but that was it. So all the rest of the stuff I had were I had some keychains, and nobody cared about the keychains either. So I sold a lot of the single buttons in the bowls, and I sold I think maybe four boxes of buttons, which is the whole set. And uh, I had a really good time. It was really fun. I They told me to. Most people are getting there about 7 or 8, and it started at 10. And I thought, well, I don't have that much stuff. I don't need to show up at 7 o'clock in the morning. But just in case, I came at 8 o'clock, and um, I was pretty set up within like 15 minutes. So I just sat there waiting for the doors to open, and then at 5 o'clock, people started tearing their booths down, and it took me about the same amount of time to tear it down that it did to put it up, and then I left. Everybody was so awesome. All of the people that had their own booths, they were so awesome. One guy gave me a wax melt, um, and I forgot what he said when he said that you put it in your wax melter and it's supposed to like fizzle. I haven't put it in the wax melter yet, but I'm going to. I want to see what that's like. And then another person gave me a cupcake, which turned my tongue entirely blue, and my fingers were blue, and that was a little embarrassing, but actually kind of hilarious at the same time. And then there was a woman giving massages, and she gave me a thing for a 15-minute massage, which I gave to the woman that was in the booth next to me. Um, and somebody else gave me something. Oh, a bar of soap, which was pumpkin pie scented, and I love pumpkin pie. I can't use bars of soap because I have, or my skin is irritated by most bars of soap, so I have to use body wash. But I'll try it to see if it works okay for me. But so all the people that were there were awesome. All the people that had booths, all of the customers were so awesome. I loved everyone that came by, and even if they didn't buy anything, they came by and they talked to me, and they were really friendly, and I had such a wonderful time. And of course, Stan and Bruce, the owners of Enchanted Cottage, were so awesome. And the people that work there, all the psychics, there's such awesome people over there at Enchanted Cottage. And so I'm getting I have all this stuff. I still have a whole bunch of things, um, you know, still there. All the buttons I just put in bags, Ziploc bags. So in the fall, I don't even have to make anything. So all I have to do is just keep all the buttons in the bags, and keep the bowls stacked up and waiting for the next craft fair. And I don't really have much that I have to do because it's already done. And I don't have to buy anything because I bought everything. So um, all I have to do is show up and set my booth up again, and uh, hope that people buy stuff. And the buttons were way more popular than the bracelets, but you know, uh, at least something was popular. And so all these things I have in my Etsy shop, except for I have the adjustable bracelets, which are the friendship bracelets. Those I have the adjustable bracelets on Etsy, but I had to take the paracord and the beaded bracelets are off my Etsy shop because I would tell people to measure your wrist with a cloth measuring tape, and so they would tell me what size and I would tell them, make sure you like put a finger inside the measuring tape so that it's a little loose, so that I can get or so you can pick out a bracelet that's not too tight. And almost every time they would buy the size that they want, I'd send it to them and they would say it's too tight. Um, so it, I've never, I think I've only sold maybe a few of the beaded or the paracord bracelets that the customer was actually happy with. Sometimes um, I'd end up having to send them a new paracord bracelet, which I ended up, all the profit that I made from that bracelet went to the shipping to send them a replacement, and then I never got the original one. So, um, they end up with two bracelets, and I end up with $0 in profit. So, I just took them off the Etsy shop. It's not really worth it to me to sell them because I'm not getting paid anything for them. All the profits are gone. It's like I'm buying the bracelets. I have to make a correction. I'm not buying the bracelets. I'm actually making the bracelets. And what I do is I make them in uh, increments of like a quarter, like 6 inches, 6 1/4, 6 1/2, 6 3/4, and so on. Seven and a quarter, 7 1/2, 7 3/4, whatever. So I'm not buying them. I'm making them. It's out of my own pocket, and then um, sending them in a second bracelet, and I lose out on all the money. So it's not worth it. I'd rather sell them in person where they can try it on and make sure it fits. And so anyway, I had a ball, and the people that were on the in the same row as me, um, they were all so nice and so friendly, and um, the people that were there set up a tent, a 10 feet by 10 feet tent. I don't have a tent; those cost like $100. I don't have $100 to spend on a tent. So I just they have an awning in the back of the store, so I requested to sit back there, and so they were have had three booths under that anyway. So I just thought it would be easier for me to just be under their awning. So anyway, I had a fun time, and I can't wait to do it in the fall. And I just want to thank Bruce and Stan for having the craft fair, and it was so awesome of them. They didn't charge any fees. They just wanted to help support crafters like me in their community, um, and also it gave people a fun event to come to you know to do something, have something to do, and definitely was something for me to do. So I can't wait for the next one. I don't go to craft fairs because I don't live in the I don't live in a blue city where people are uh, not homophobic. I live in a red city, and I'm pretty much afraid to do anything with my Etsy shop because my Etsy shop is called Gay Nerd on Etsy. Well, on Etsy it's just called Gay Nerd, but the all the packaging says Gay Nerd on Etsy. I just don't want the word gay to be plastered all over the place and then have them beat me up for being gay. So I find that Enchanted Cottage is a safe space for me to do that. So yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that I did that, and I can't wait to do it again in the fall. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.